everybody, and welcome to the first visual episode of Caution Laps with Casey Bristow, NSRLA podcast. I am your host, Casey Bristow, driver of everything, number 11 in NSRLA. Tonight's guest is Mr. Brock Whiteman. Brock, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. It's great.
Yeah, it's awesome. You are the first. I told Andy that he would be the first one to be like on screen. It was gonna be him and I and Michael Cole. And we couldn't do it last week, and I can't get a hold of Michael Cole, so I'm like, you know what? We'll just move on. He'll be fine. He's had an episode before, but yeah. How you doing?
I'm great. Really good.
Yeah.
We finally ended our ESPN season at Northern Illinois University, so we got a little bit of free time before all the summer baseball starts up in March and April. So I'm happy. Well, it is March now, so really April.
Yeah. So what is it that you do? You've told me, but let our viewers know what is it? What is it that you do?
Yeah. So I went to NIU for 5 years. I was there. It's really a long story, but I went the first 2 years I was there. I went to study meteorology. I wanted to be a field scientist. I switched majors to communications. Once the math got a little difficult, I just didn't want to do it anymore. It was really just that. And it was at the time that I was league racing in the Formula One games and stuff like that. And I mentioned in one of the chats we had that we don't have a broadcast for the ARCA race, but I would love to do it at some point because I used to do it for that F1 league. And I really miss it. And I thought that, maybe doing something in broadcasting would be fun because I enjoyed doing that. So I switched to communications. Those are my last 3 years there. I did work and I still work for a team there at NIU called Husky Vision. So we basically do ESPN shows for men's and women's basketball, volleyball, wrestling, gymnastics, and then we will record and stream gymnastics and wrestling. Sometimes they don't always go on ESPN. And then we'll stream baseball, softball, tennis, and soccer. So I graduated May 2025 with a degree in communications. I still work at NIU as a freelancer. That's like my official title. It's what I have on my badge. Freelance camera operator and technical director. And then I also work at the Chicago White Sox, as you can see.
Yeah.
As a freelance camera operator. I don't technical direct there, but hopefully that's something I can do this season. And then hopefully have a couple places lined up with some more independent baseball teams in the Chicagoland area that I'll work for over the summer. But that's really about all I know, and that's all I've done so far.
Well, that sounds like fun. I used to work the camera at my church when I was like 13 or so, and they put me up in the balcony, which was nice. And you just sit, and there was nobody up there because for whatever reason, my church that I grew up in had Saturday night services. So we would get there at like 6 or whatever, and I'd go up there and be like, "Hey, I'm here to work the camera." And they're like, "All right, go to camera 2 or 3," because I think they had one in the down, and that was in the middle, and some older guy worked that, and then 2 younger guys would work the top ones. It was fun. And then I tried working a camera at Langley Speedway, and that wasn't as easy. It's much easier filming a pastor talk than it is race cars. But yeah, that's awesome. I'm sure you get to see some famous people in doing that.
Yeah, we had a lot of NIU alumni come back this year because it was the 125 years of NIU athletics was like this past 25-26 season. So we had a lot of alumni come back for football games and basketball games. So it was really cool to recognize them during the games as well, as really football and basketball are 2 big ticket items. But then this season at the White Sox for 2025, it was their 125th year of Chicago White Sox baseball. So it was all celebration stuff throughout the whole year with, a bunch of alumni coming back. We had, so many famous people from previous, years of the White Sox come out and throw the first pitch. or just kind of be there at the game, enjoying the game in the suites, and we would shoot them on the cameras, or we would have access to their suites and we get real close up pictures of them and whatever. So it was a lot of fun. And also it was 20 years ago that season where they won the World Series. So they had a whole weekend sometime in I think it was August, where they had as many players as they could come back for a reunion for it. I unfortunately didn't get to work the reunion game. I had a wedding to attend,
Mm,
so I wasn't there when everybody was there. But the game that I did work was the game where they retired Mark Brulei's number,
okay.
and or no, not the number, but they unveiled his statue out
Oh, okay.
in right field. So I was able to work that game, which was really cool. That was the Friday of that weekend. So some of the players were there, but obviously some of them still play baseball or have coaching roles in baseball.
Like
Um,
And Ozzy Perez, one of the guys. I think that's his name, or Guillen, Ozzy
yeah,
Guillen.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's still there on the CHSN on the TV side of things, but
Okay.
I'm strictly the in-house scoreboard production side of things.
Was he a player on that World Series team?
No, he was the manager for that team. Yeah,
Oh, I thought he was a player. For the longest time, I thought he was a player.
he was in the '90s. Yeah,
Okay,
and then he
gotcha,
was the
gotcha.
manager in '05.
You said ESPN. Like, do you do football games for ESPN? You said.
We won't because
Oh,
we, being that sort of like mid-major school, or at least now they call it like Group of Six. We don't have the funds to do an ESPN show on our own,
that
at
sucks.
least NIU, but we also don't have enough cameras for an ESPN show that's going to be on television, or even ESPN Plus for football. You need 6 cameras. We only have 4 cameras that could be used for a television broadcast.
It's
So
unfortunate.
we will contract a TV truck to come in and do the TV side of things for the football. Ooh, excuse me, and then we'll just take care of the video board production.
I'm glad you just burped because I've been like holding in a burp for like I'm like last thing I want to do is like let this burp out and like come off as unprofessional, or if anybody watches I'm like, ew, what what was
No,
that?
there's
But
there's a lot of things that happen in the pre, or at least in the post game press conferences. There, a lot of noises and whatever. So I'm used to it. It's
yeah,
it's it's natural. It's 100% natural.
there's a it sucks that you can't do football because there's this one football um, sideline reporter, and she also does gymnastics. I don't know if you've heard of her. Her name's Taylor Beth Davis. I think she's like one
Mm,
of the. She does a lot of ESPN. Maybe not the
it's
big
it
games,
sounds familiar. Yeah.
but like I'm a UVA fan, so if UVA's playing, I know she's called a UVA game from the sidelines. Maybe like a noon game or whatever. But she
Hmm.
also does gymnastics and stuff. Um, and she seems like one of more of the humble ones. Like if you wanted to say hello to her, she seems very approachable and kind and whatnot. Whereas some of the sideline reporters like, get away from me, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah. So let's get into iRacing. How long have you been doing iRacing, and how did you find the NSRLA?
Um. So I started iRacing in August of 2022, or August of 2020, which was ironically my first semester in college.
Okay.
So it was kind of um I had a gaming laptop, you know, that I could use for schoolwork, and I had it hooked up. But I had known of iRacing before, just watching like funny radio videos, or just like crash compilations, whatever. So I had known about it, and I knew I wanted to do that. I wanted to get into iRacing. Um I had gotten my first racing wheel in 2018. So I already had the wheel. At this point, I had the laptop. I was like, well, I have everything I need, so better to do it now than never. Um, so I raced for a little bit, and then kind of the schoolwork caught up to me, after the first few weeks. And then I kind of stopped for a bit, and then I went home for Thanksgiving break. it was obviously still in COVID, so they just told us, go home for Thanksgiving break, don't come back.
Nice.
So then over winter break is when I really started to pick things up and started to race a lot more officials and kind of work my way through at least the oval ranks at this point. I didn't start road racing until I would say the summer of 2021 is when I started doing some road racing. But I have a license in both,
Nice.
which is awesome. I love doing that. I love doing IMSA sports cars. I'll do all the big events, the Daytona 24, the Sebring 12. Um, my favorite one is Petit Le Mans at the end of the year. I love doing that one. Um, and yeah, I've been doing it ever since. I can't remember how I found NSRLA. Most of the leagues that I've done on iRacing, I've found through other leagues. Um, I was in a F1 league race or an F1 league on the 2022 game
Mhm.
or 2021 game, and somebody in there said that they had an IndyCar league on iRacing starting up, and they were just looking, they were just recruiting, they were sending out flyers, whatever. And I'm a big fan of IndyCar, love IndyCar. I go to the Indy 500 every year I can, and I was like, okay, sure, I'll join it, see what it's like. I love driving the Indy cars on iRacing at that point, so I joined it, did the first race. That one was broadcasted. That was really cool. Because up to that point, every league race that I've done on the F1 games from 2018 through 2022 was also broadcasted, and that was on the PlayStation. So when they were calling your names, it was always just your PlayStation name.
Right. Been
So for
there.
me, yeah, so for me, it was always alt underscore Maverick, or they just said alt Maverick or Maverick or whatever. And that's where my nickname comes from that I use on the door. And when I heard my actual name first time on the broadcast, it was a very like heartwarming feeling. Like I just got like a little fuzzy inside because I was like, this is really cool. It's so different
Yeah.
than what it is before. And I almost wanted to tell him like, hey, if you could just call me Maverick, like that would be a lot better than saying my name because it is a very long name, especially my last name. But I was like, if like I always wanted to tell him, like, you want to call me Maverick? That's fine. I won't be mad. But then I kept hearing it more and more and more because I was up at the front for most of the race, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to tell anybody to call me Maverick on a broadcast. Just use my first and last name. It sounds way more professional,
Yeah.
and I think it's not. I wouldn't say it's better for the brand. I love and I still do use Maverick as much as I can. But I think in a broadcasting sense, I think using your real last name is really cool, and
Yeah.
I love it a lot. So
I
then it was through that, then I found some other leagues, and then it just kind of went just in a big path of this one led to that one led to that one,
Domino effect.
and then yeah, and then I ended up here. And I will
Uh,
say this is definitely not the longest I've been a part of a league, but definitely a league that um I feel has the strongest capability of going more than 2 seasons, which is the longest stretch so far of a league that I've been in. It goes like 2 seasons and then it just dies.
yeah.
This one I
That's
believe can go so much farther. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I think that's their plan. They're working on it, and I'm trying to do my part with the media thing
Mhm.
to grow it in any way I can. I think I'm doing okay. I think
Oh, yeah.
I owe you guys a lot because you guys participating in it and think it's because of y'all. Um, I and I think there's a lot of maturity when people are the fact that they do it. I'm not saying they're not immature if they don't do it, but
Mhm.
like certain people in discords can, and this is not aimed at anybody, it's just people who are, I would say, close to 20 years younger than me. I'm almost 34. I probably don't look it, but I'm almost 34, so I'm aiming this at like people who might be 16, 17 years old, close to
Mhm.
just 18. And you ask them, tell me about your race, and they're like, that's stupid, or putting it kindly.
Yeah.
But no, you guys participate, and that makes it worth it. It's fun.
Mhm.
I was gonna ask you, how did you get the Maverick Motorsports, right?
Yeah.
How did I was gonna say you're just a big fan of Top Gun, or?
So I only watched the original movie after I saw the sequel that came out. I had never seen the original Top Gun movie before. So the fun story that I will use because it sounds way more fun is that it just naturally happened that people just called me Maverick because like, the idea of a Maverick is you don't listen to anybody. You do your own thing, right? And that's always the story I'll tell people because it just sounds more interesting. But I bowled all throughout my life. I don't anymore. I kind of gave up on it. But I did like Saturday morning youth leagues with my friends. I bowled all through middle school. I bowled all through high school. I did a lot of junior tournaments growing up, trying to get to the big sort of junior tournament for under 18, not college students. Is It's called Junior Gold, and that one you have to go through like two or three different qualifiers just in your state to get a chance to go. And I've only qualified for it twice.
Nice.
The first time I qualified for it was, of course, 2020. So it didn't happen because of COVID because it was in the middle of the summer. And then the next year I ended up qualifying for it again because they opened it up for kids that didn't get the chance to go last year. They gave them like an extra year, kind of like how they do in football, that COVID year and, the red shirt years and stuff like that.
Well, some of them
Um,
guys are going 8 years
oh,
after, so.
yeah, it's interesting. I'll say that. And so they gave everybody an extra year to do it. I qualified again. And then I ended up taking summer school that year or that summer to catch up on some credits. So I never went that year. So I never got the chance to go. Um, but one of the bowling balls I had is from a brand called Ebonite. This was the only ball I ever had from that brand, but it was called the Ebonite Maverick,
Nice.
and it had like a little engraving of like an F-18 on it. And I got that ball right around the time that I switched from Xbox to PlayStation. So of
Good
course I was
choice.
looking for a new name, and I thought, well, the Maverick name is pretty cool. So I was just gonna throw it on there with my number 41 at the end. Um, the alt underscore part, no idea. That just kind of came up, and I was like, you know what, the alt thing kind of sounds cool. I'll always get messages like because I used to play Rainbow Six Siege a lot on the PlayStation. I'd play with my friends, and people would always like get really mad at me because like, oh, you're playing on your alt account. And I'm like, no, this is my main account. Like I don't have like I did have a second account, but I didn't play anything on that. That was just an extra account to do like game sharing and stuff like that. Um, so they would always bash me like, "Oh, you're on your alt account." And I'm like, "This is my main account," but I had no way of proving that because it said alt in the name.
The video
So,
game world's such a judgy place, man.
oh yeah,
I was
it's great.
playing NHL 10 a long, long time ago
Ooh,
online, the 5v5 or 6v6 because someone was being a goalie or whatever.
mm.
And back when Patrick Kane was on the cover,
Oh yeah,
hockey legend, legendary Patrick Kane, American hockey legend, probably, in my opinion, the greatest USA hockey player ever.
oh yeah, for sure.
Uh, Speaking of USA hockey, shout out to the men's and women's bringing home the gold.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, our friend, why am I drawing blank on his name? or why am I drawing the Canadian guy in our NSRLA? I'm drawing blank completely on his name.
Oh, I had no idea we had a Canadian.
We do. I'm hold on. Give me 1 second. I feel so guilty now. Um, what's his name? I feel like a complete idiot. Where is he? Morgan Cook. How did I forget? Morgan Cook.
Oh,
He's Canadian, yeah.
I had no
Just
idea
no
he
shot at
was.
Morgan. Morgan's our favorite Canadian. But speaking of Maverick, I got something that you're gonna like. So
Okay,
hang tight. Hang tight.
I'll be here. I guess this is the part of the show where I can say anything I want. I'll get back to it though later.
So some people may know this about me. I used to race out at Langley Speedway, and a division called U cars, which is like the mini stocks, similar kind of similar. And I got this helmet made up.
You sent me a picture of that before.
But I put Imperial on it because I like Star Wars.
Oh.
And I like that being a military veteran, I kind of uh, understood like where stormtroopers come from.
Mm-hmm.
So I like have a tattoo on my wrist that says Imperial. But yeah, and that was my gamer tag, and it's my Discord tag, the Imperial 757. That was so.
Oh,
It's all dust.
yeah, I see it now.
But yeah, I like the Maverick color, but if I had to do it all over again, I think I would get. I mean, this is such a good looking what they did for Top Gun with Maverick's helmet and Goose's helmet. They were the best looking helmets.
Oh yeah.
But I've worn Goose's helmet not because I'm a fan of Goose. I just think the shade of red looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. But so what are you running in SRLA? Because we're ending, but also starting. There's one more race tonight, the NSRLA championship race out at Phoenix. Old Phoenix. Oh god, I'm gonna run in it, but I'm not looking forward to it because I don't like Old Phoenix. Excuse me, I don't like New Phoenix. Old Phoenix was fun. New Phoenix stinks.
Yeah, it's been a rough week. I've already made my statement on that. Just it's not been great. Yeah, we
I don't even remember what you said.
it was the Vince McMahon gif where it was like Dad, remember
Oh yes. Oh
how
okay.
spring
I thought you.
spring 2026 Phoenix week was like, and he's just like
Yeah, I did see that.
yeah.
You're right. You're right. Hey, Dad.
Hey Dad, you remember this?
Yeah, that was funny.
He just pulls out a picture of all 3 Maverick Motorsports trucks getting wrecked on Monday.
That's unfortunate. So
Just you know.
are you just running trucks or?
No, so we got I'm running trucks with Colin
Do you
and
work with Colin?
yeah, Colin works with me as well up at NIU. He was a student there too. Really good dude. Trying to get me to work for him because he also works for the Rockford Rivets, which is a summer league for college baseball players.
Yeah,
So like
like wood bat stuff.
yeah. So he works there. He's their like media director there. But it's an hour and a half from where I live. So that drive was not gonna be fun to do. You know,
not like every day, every other
yeah,
day.
yeah, every day or every other day, whenever they had games, I was like, it's not gonna work. But I
Maybe you
love
could do like
Colin.
a weekend series or something if he's like,
Yeah. I even told him, I was like, if you're really hurting for somebody to run camera or somebody to direct a game, I was like, give me a shout and I'll be there. But I'm like, I don't think I can make this an everyday thing. So,
yeah,
but
no.
they seem to get covered last year with all their interns that they had. So I kind of just left it at that. But there's no hard feelings between it. He's a great guy. When we're at NIU together, we're doing the ESPN show. If I get the chance to technical direct, which is pushing the buttons on the switcher to switch the cameras and bring in graphics and stuff like that for the people to see. If he's running the graphics machine, which is called Expression, he's sitting right next to me to my right. So it's really cool that we get to sit next to each other and work together.
Nice.
I really love that. So me and Colin are running trucks together. Right now I'm running Cup by myself. Colin's working to get his A license back. And then pretty sure I paid for Colin to have a charter in Xfinity or Nationals, and ARCA. And I think I know I have a charter in all 4 series because I don't know what my schedule is going to be like over the summer with the White Sox. I don't have a set days I have to be there and whatnot. But I think Colin I know is chartered in trucks and ARCA. I don't know about Nationals. I'm going to keep calling Xfinity for like next 10 years. I was doing the same thing when they switched to Xfinity and it was still it was Nationwide. I'm going to keep calling it Nationwide for that 10 years.
So, like, when you're working the White Sox games, are you like, have you ever been like in the no, dugout, the clubhouse or?
The clubhouse, no, that's kept kind of in its own little world. Where
That
we have the,
stinks.
I mean, where we have the post game press conference is pretty close, and like the doors where the players will walk in and out is kind of right there. So I've seen the doors, but I've never seen the inside of it. But our control room is up near the suites. So I'll just walk in through the tunnels, take the elevator up there, and go out there. We do have two cameras next to the dugouts in the camera wells. So I'm really close to the players when they're in the dugout. I mean, not close enough to where they would want to talk to me or I would want to talk to them. But it's really cool to be that close to the action. I can send you pictures too if you want to edit them into the video or something. But I got some really good pictures from there. So
Yeah,
it's
keep your head on a swivel in there.
oh yeah, oh
They
yeah.
foul one off and it comes right to you. Whew,
Mm,
that would be
oh, yeah.
fun.
It was so it's good you mentioned that because I love telling the story. So last summer, I also worked an internship with the Windy City Thunderbolts, which is a part of the Frontier League.
Oh, okay. What
Which
college would bag thing?
no, this one's independent.
Oh, okay.
It's independent in the sense that the teams aren't in the farm system of major
Yeah,
league teams,
right.
but it is still like a partner league technically.
I've heard
Um,
stuff about independent ball. If you have like one bad game, they'll get rid of you. Gone. See ya. Bye.
yeah, we will try to maintain a few of our players, but there was a few that would, that didn't make it past because the Frontier League doesn't have their opening date till May.
Oh,
And by the time I would get back from the Indy 500 at the end of May, we would have, five or six new players on the team. So it's one of those things where there's those players like last chance to make a name for themselves. If they couldn't cut it in college or AAA or anything like that, this is kind of the last chance to get picked up. And we had two players last year get their contracts picked up by an MLB team. They didn't go straight to the MLB. They went to I think they both went to Double A, but it is their last chance, and you kind of have to consistently do good in order to stay there.
double A. That's
But
impressive.
oh yeah,
I
but
think that's where all the talent's at. But go ahead. Sorry.
mhm. So then this was one of our like 110-degree days. Um, and Ozingo Field, where the Thunderbolts play, is all AstroTurf. It's not a mixed field. It's not dirt. It's all AstroTurf.
Mm.
So of course the turf, if it's 110 degrees out the real field, the turf is 130 degrees. So we have really the same amount of cameras that we do there at the White Sox. They're all stationed in the same spot, one above home plate, one in center field, and then two in the camera wells next to the dugouts. So luckily we had enough interns to um to have each camera like double teamed basically. So we had two people in each camera and then we would just rotate. Every inning we would just switch and then, the person would go back down in the shade, take a break, drink a water, whatever. So it was maybe the fourth or fifth inning and I get off the camera. This girl named Al gets on the camera. She's filming, I'm taking a sip of water, checking my phone, whatever. And you know, hear the crack of the bat, and then I hear up, 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 and everybody's pointing to the sky. And we were in the visitors' dugout, and they were batting, so they were all pointing. I heard up, and all I see is our first baseman, David Mayberry, bless his heart, charging at us. So I'm like, oh, okay. He's running at us full speed. There's not a lot of room between the foul line and our camera well.
Real quick, is this team's away dugout on the first base side? Because
First base
sometimes,
side, yeah.
okay, that's a little opposite of what most teams do. So I just
Hmm.
wanted to verify.
Yeah, so it was on the first base side. So he's running full charge. Um, I'm watching him, and I'm just watching him like, I hope he stops. I can't see the ball because I'm back a little bit, and he then just fully extends and dives into the camera well, right at the camera. on the tripod right at L. I know if I really hope she doesn't find this video because she's gonna hate me for telling the story. He dives into the camera well. He hits the camera. The camera then hits L. L then falls back and falls, and there's like 2 steps, like up and down into the camera well. So she falls down those 2 steps, falls on her back, and he doesn't catch the ball.
Oh.
So I'm like, it wasn't like we almost ruined a camera. We did ruin the tripod. The tripod was broke. The leg completely snapped in half. And we almost gave this poor girl a concussion, and the ball didn't even land in the camera well. I think it landed in the seats. And we have netting all the way down to the foul pole.
Right, yeah.
And it was like, I mean, in the heat of the moment, you don't know where you are. You're gonna try to catch the ball. But I really love telling that story because that was about the most interesting thing that happened that entire season, at least on field action. But yeah, we ran with
Yeah.
three cameras for the rest of the game, which kind of sucked because it was about 2/3 of the game still to go.
Mm.
And then yeah, so that was really the end of that. So we kind of got the rest of the day off. We went up and chilled in the press box and made sure Elle was okay. But she was fine. She had a small headache the next 2 days, but she came back and she was good.
How's she doing to
Um,
this day?
I haven't talked to her, but I last saw her the last game I worked, and she seemed fine. So
Shout out to her. Hope she's
oh yeah,
doing well.
shout out Elle. She was really good. She was really good at what she did. She was a really good camera operator.
That's good. That's good. Gotta think about what I was gonna ask you. I see a bunch of diecast back there. What do you got?
Mhm.
What you got?
So this is kind of the Lego IndyCar
Oh, those
shelf.
are Legos.
Yeah, the Lego F1 cars. Yeah.
Oh.
Um. So I guess I'll pick obviously my team Ferrari. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, there you go. I was gonna ask you.
So
That was one of my questions. Was gonna ask you who is your F1 guy. Is that
yep,
Charles?
yep. So
Charles.
Charles
That's
Leclerc.
my guy.
So I got that. So I got all the 10 F1 teams when these Legos came out last year. And then, of course, the Apex GP car from the movie came out.
Nice.
So I got Sunny Hayes. I got to get the I
Look
don't have the
at.
Audi yet. I got to still find that.
I like how
Um,
his little Lego hands are.
yeah, I know. All of them I do have the hands like up on the steering wheel. So it just looks like they're actually driving the car. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
there's that.
Super cool.
The only NASCAR diecast I have over here,
Willie B.
Willie B. I'm not a William Byron fan.
I'm not either.
I'm an
Not
Alex
after
Bowman fan.
Phoenix. Ooh.
So I just really love this car. I love this paint scheme when he ran it in 21 and 22, so I bought it.
If I were
And
to
then
see a William Byron car like diecast, I'd smash it in a million pieces after Phoenix
yeah.
last year.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, that flag.
Still my guy.
Michael McDowell, Brickyard win.
Nice.
A part of the race attended win collection, as I call it. So any race that I attend in NASCAR, I'll get the race winning diecast when that comes out.
That's interesting. That's a
The
cool way to collect.
Indy cars, Indy 500s, they're somewhere over here. Some places. It's kind of all over the place, but let's see. Heather Castor Neves 2021. That was my first Indy 500, so I got that one. I mean, I could go on 2 hours of what I have down here. Marcus Ericsson 2022.
Nice, very nice.
I was not there for 2023 because of a family vacation. So 2024, Joseph Newgarden. And then obviously 2025 was Alex Palou, but I will not get that one until I go down this year. And then, long story, but one of the other guys that I work for, I'll sit down for this one. One of the other guys I work for, or that works with us in NIU and the White Sox, his dad represents a Minute Rice Company that partners with Pato Award, and his logo's on the helmet. He's done commercials for them as well. So he got me a signed Pato diecast.
Check it out. There it is, Pato.
So I got one of those, and then a few other giveaway. Come to this because he'll run the sponsorship booth. So it's one of those. Come to the booth, you get some free gimmies. There,
Nice.
some of them are still in my college bins. I'm not going to point the camera that way because they're all over there.
Is this like a? Are you in like a gaming room or?
Yeah, this is the basement, my parents' house.
There
I'm
you
still here.
go.
Um, but my favorite car I have in my race to win race attended collection, and this comes in 3 parts. If I don't drop it. Alex Bowman, obviously favorite driver, Chicago win diecast
Very nice.
in the container with the sticker with the card, and then it is signed.
Well, if we're on the topic of conversations of signed diecast
Yeah, you show me
wins.
a Denny Hamlin one. That one I will throw at the ground if you're gonna throw a William Byron one at the ground. So I'll give you that.
Yeah, there's.
Oh, there you go. I will say that is a good paint scheme. I do like that one a
It's
lot.
dusty. I gotta get the dust off it. This is where he. I was at this race. He won at Richmond. Um, that was the one where he got a good jump on a final restart, and uh, Truex like he jumped me on the restart, yada yada yada, and
Mm-hmm.
um, so yeah, I got that the next year. I need to update my diecast collection. I have some, but like I think I want to get like maybe another Denny one and maybe a now O'Reilly Series one. But I definitely think I want to get that Chumba Casino Tyler Reddick one. Not because he's winning
Mm-hmm.
in it so much, but for whatever reason that paint scheme's grown on me. I think it looks
Yeah.
good.
It's a lot better than
When they had
uh
last year.
yeah, the one that Bubba Wallace had last year because I was at the Brickyard when he won.
Looks like
Um
crayons.
yeah. It's interesting because it's got a lot of colors on it, but I think this one looks a lot better.
Certain paint schemes
So,
just hit.
oh yeah. I
There's
I'm still waiting on I have the 164 scale of Bubba's Brickyard win from last year. I'm still waiting on the 124. And I'm still waiting on the 2026 Bowman car. I have the 2025 car. Um, let's see. I won't bring him over, but I have Bowman's 2020 primary, the Exalta one. 2021, the Nashville paint scheme with like the fluorescent color lights or fluorescent paint scheme, kind of like the
not.
weird
I'm sure. I'm not familiar, but
teal. Let's see. This one isn't in a case, so I'll grab it. Um, Bowman's 2023 primary, Bowman 2023 Darlington throwback, the Jimmy Johnson one. Um, Bowman's 2024 primary, the main one, just non-race win. This one's the race win one. And then Bowman's 2025 primary I have. So this was the Nashville one.
that one looks good.
Oh yeah.
That does look good.
So
Yeah.
this was I try to get I mean, back then when he was in the 88, he had different paint schemes, so I tried to get my favorite one, and the Exalta one was my favorite. But now that he just runs one paint scheme, really, except for 2023, he had a day and a night version. I ended up getting the day version because I like that one a lot better. But I'll try to get one of each. So really, it's just the primary, and then I'll order the 164s. Every Bowman car that he runs in a year, I'll get the 164s of. Um, and then I have Kyle Larson's Brickyard win from 2 years ago now. The Michael McDowell one I have in a 124 scale as well. SVG, when he won the inaugural street race, I have that one. That one is signed. SVG's Xfinity win from 24 in Chicago, the street race. I have that one in a 124 and a 164. Um,
Where do you get them
and
from?
then I just get them straight from Lino.
Okay. All right.
Um,
Very nice.
I deal with the extra shipping costs. It's
Lino,
fine.
they have late models, and I got
Hmm.
one. It's a Dale Jr. It was it's a small one at 164th. It's the white mom and pop's late model car.
Yeah.
I would like to get the bigger ones though, like um, the 124ths or whatever.
Hmm.
And I told my wife, I'm like, if I get more die cast in the future, or whatever, because I have a wall, not a wall, but um, uh, uh, I whatever. And I got a bunch of cars and stuff set on it. But if I'm out of room, so if I get more, I want to get like a little shelf, um, or something I could put on the wall, and just like go all around and
Hmm.
just put diecast up there.
Yeah. Yeah, I got my guess entertainment stand where my TV is next to me. Um, I'll see if the camera can stretch out that far. Um, it's got one of oh yeah, there's I guess I showed it. There's all my college stuff from
Got a lot of diecast.
oh yeah. So one of each car number is on here for the most part. Um, if a number repeats itself, like Brett Myers drove the 50 last year in the Clash.
Right.
Kaz Gralla and Connor Daly drove the 50, but since Brett Myers drove it more recent, he's up there. And then if a number retires or isn't raced anymore, I'll take it down.
Swap
So
it out.
yeah, so for some reason the Suarez car is still here. So once I get another new number, which would be um, Shane Van Gisbergen in the '97 when I finally get his '97 car,
Swap it out.
I'll have to swap things around. So
There you
that's
go.
how it goes.
How you feeling about Alex Bowman? Did you hear the news?
Yeah,
Vertigo.
I know it sucks. It's one of those things where it's like I don't know much about it. But it's like it's tough after just how unlucky he's been the last couple of years, really since 2021.
Yeah.
It's not been good. And you know, it's tough because I always say that he's worthy of that fourth Hendrick seat and he 100% deserves to be there. He's a proven race winner. He's seems to always be, running inside the top 10, if not the top 15 almost every week. And then, when things like this happen, it gives, I mean, obviously Myatt Snyder got in the car at Coda, but I think that wasn't for Vertigo. I think his cool suit failed. Um, but
Yeah, I just know. I think he was feeling sick. That's all I remember
yeah,
hearing.
so it gives these drivers another opportunity, and then if they, do really good, then they're going to say, oh, well, that's, this is why Bowman shouldn't be in the car. But I don't know. It
Time will
sucks.
tell. It does suck.
It's
I
not
don't.
fun.
If for whatever reason, if Alfredo just went out there and performed, it wouldn't be good for Bowman. But I don't expect that to happen.
No,
But
I mean,
I mean, I'm no. I don't know. We'll see.
yeah,
No
I
knock
think
on
if
Anthony Alfredo.
yeah, he's a good driver. He's done a lot of impressive things in the junior ranks. I think he can if he gets a good enough time in the Xfinity Series, a couple, another season or two. I mean, I can't imagine, some of these older guys sticking around much longer. There's going to be many seats that are going to open up in the next few years. I was really surprised that the only change was Suarez going to the 7 at Spire and then Zilich moving up to the Xfinity. I can't believe that was the only change last year.
Silly season.
Hmm.
um. So do you? I'm going to shift. It's racing, but I'm going to shift a little bit. F1. F1's about to start up, and you're
Hmm.
a Ferrari guy. I'm a Ferrari guy. Um, I'm a big Charles Leclerc fan. Do you think he's ever going to get a world championship? You think he can do it, or is Ferrari
Uh,
holding him back?
um, Ask me that question again after this weekend, and
After,
I'll let you know.
is this the opening weekend?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. This is the first year, or this is the first race of the year. So they'll have the new regs and they'll have the new cars and stuff like that. So maybe this car will be good. Maybe this will be his year.
Where are
But
they opening up at?
Australia, I
Oh,
mean
okay.
Melbourne.
All right.
So maybe this will be his year. I don't know. They seem to have the rear wing that just
The,
inverts on itself. So maybe that's gonna be something good. I don't know.
I saw
Um,
that. I don't want to say I feel sorry for those guys, but like because they make billions of dollars and like are living the life. But like,
mhm.
man, as soon as that season ends, they go straight to testing, all of them, boom,
Yeah.
straight to testing.
Mhm.
But like then they'll have when the season end, November.
Uh, Usually end of November, beginning of December, usually.
So I mean they have December, January, February. So about 3 months, but then in the middle of the season they give those guys like a month off, or
Mhm.
what? They have like big breaks in between their seasons. So um, I feel bad that they got to go test right as the season ends, but then those guys have a bunch and they have tons and tons of breaks. But um, yeah, I just feel like my drivers, when it comes to racing, just can't win championships. This,
I was gonna say you as a Denny fan would know it more than
yeah,
anybody.
God, I just
I
when he
will say
retires, I'm going to be sad, but I'll be happy because I like now I can watch other people have heartbreak, and I don't have to worry about it. Like,
yeah.
um, I think like Carson Hocevar fans is kind of growing, and they're like, oh, he'll probably win a championship before Denny does. I doubt it. Not in
Mm.
that '77 car.
No. No, he will not win a championship in Spire.
um, but like I I don't think. I mean, if will he win a championship? I don't know, but like I think I have to come to terms that Denny may just retire without a championship. If he doesn't care, why should I care?
I mean, he's got 3 500s.
60 wins.
Yeah.
It stinks because then people are gonna be
Definitely
like,
first ballot Hall of Fame.
well, he hasn't won a championship. But I was talking to my dad about that, and I'm like, I'm afraid that Denny's last win, we might have seen his last win, because especially after you lose a championship, as heartbreaking as that, then his father passes away
Mhm.
in such a traumatic fashion, and then like, how do you go back and race like that? Like, I feel like all he's doing right now is fishing. Did you see the
Yeah.
photo of him at the Daytona 500 final practice, and they're out there practicing, and he's just in his boat fishing?
Yeah, I did see that.
And I was telling my dad, I'm like, I don't know if he's gonna win again. I want him to win, but I just don't know. And he's like, he's still got it. He'll still win, but
Mhm.
it's so heartbreaking. I'm ready to pass the savings of heartbreaking on to some other fan. Like, uh, I'm
Gi-
done.
Give it to the Kyle Larson fans. I'm sure
You know,
Colin will appreciate me
with
saying that because
Kyle
he's the Larson fan. So,
with Kyle Larson winning that champ, you'd think I'd hate Kyle Larson, but I don't. Kyle Larson's awesome. I think
mhm.
he's a great driver. I have nothing against Kyle Larson. I think he's awesome. It just sucks that he beat my favorite driver, but they're buddies.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I don't know. Denny might beat him in a round of golf or something. Who knows? Whatever. But kind of near the end. Not we're not done, but I wanted to talk to you about like iRacing itself. Like, what would you like to see added to iRacing? For like me, oh, the camera went a little blurry, but whatever.
Mm.
Um, I'd like to see certain things added, like certain cars added, or um, cars that we don't race in officials, like add them to AI. What would you like to see? As you answer that, let me. I'm gonna try to work on my camera.
So I like I said in the beginning, I'm a big sports car racer. I love doing all those events, and there's still a few, um, you know, cars from the sports car lineup that we are missing. Um, we don't have. I'm just gonna try to name it off the top of my head. We don't have the Lexus in the game yet, or in the sim. Oh my god. Um, we don't have the Lexus yet. and there's another car I'm missing. At least I think in the GT world, I think we're just missing the Lexus. But then we don't have any of the WEC hypercars in the LMH class. We don't have the Alpine. We don't have the Aston Martin Valkyrie. We don't have the Toyota. We have the Porsche and the Cadillac and the Acuras, the BMWs, and we have the Ferrari. But I would just love to see more of those cars added because I think it would really bring not necessarily more people to the service to race them, but at least it would bring a little more variety to each session. And then that way you're not seeing, 10 Ferraris and 2 Cadillacs in a session. Whatever is going to be fastest that week with BOP and stuff like that. You'll get a good mix of, just 1 or 2 cars in each, of each manufacturer. And then it's going to look more like an actual race where, there is only 2 Cadillacs in each race. There is only 2 Toyotas. There's only 2 or 3 Porsches. There's only two cars in really each manufacturer. They'll only run 2 cars. So I think I would love to see that added. For oval, I would also love to have the old IndyCar, the IRO5, return to not officials, but the Dallara Dash series, the quick like 10, 15-minute lap race.
Right.
Because
It'd be
that
fun to add to AI too.
Oh yeah, they need that car in AI. I would do like full seasons with that. I would try to find all the paints on training paints, make an AI set, and just do a full season of that.
There's so many series that just sit there and don't get used.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's the sprint cars. Although I saw a few guys in a session last night for IRP, and I tried to run in it, but I couldn't because the car is hard to control and it sucked.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but yeah, the old Indy cars, put those in AI. There's just so many things I would change. Like a lot of cars go into AI, dirt AI, which I know they're working on.
Mm-hmm.
But they have like a bunch of these series that nobody's running, and it's just taking up spots in the official series lobbies or whatever. Nobody's running them, so that's the changes I would add.
Mm-hmm.
I would add, and then also like maybe add some cars from the '70s or IROC cars or whatever.
Oh, I always forget about IROC.
That'd be fun.
Those would be good.
Yeah, but yeah, well. Well, Brock, it's been a lot of fun talking with you, chatting with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry
Same.
that my camera went. I don't even know what happened. I think I just bumped my desk. Whenever I turn this off, I'm going to uh, turn my camera off and then turn it back on and see if it works. And then I don't know. Whoever's watching this later, I apologize, but
I don't. I
yeah.
don't think you realize that the camera that you bought is on a time limit, so it's like a subscription. You gotta after a certain period of time, it goes out of focus, and you gotta renew the subscription to get it back in focus.
Yeah. Okay.
You gotta read the fine print.
Right. Right.
That's coming from somebody that works in media, so you gotta read the fine print.
Okay. um. But yeah, but it's been a lot of fun. And what are you gonna do now?
Probably gonna eat before the race starts. We got about an
Are you
hour before
running
the
tonight?
session's open. Oh yeah, I'll be there.
I didn't see you register.
I did.
Oh.
I'm there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's saying I didn't see you, so I wasn't sure. All right.
Yep.
Well.
I'll be there.
All right. Well, I'll see you on the racetrack, and
Mm-hmm.
to all the viewers who finally gets to see our faces. I guess I broke my camera, but hopefully we don't break yours. Thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you guys whenever we see you on the next episode of Caution Laps with Casey Bristow. Take care.